guys. Sorry about last night, but I'll wait to explain what was going on last night. Nobody's on here yet, so we'll wait a minute. We'll give you a minute or two to catch up. Did you miss me last night? We're getting ready to paint this. We're not going to paint it tonight, but I'm going to set up some stuff that I got today. Talk about equipment going on here. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna need to open this and take this out. We're gonna do some half-day work this weekend. Not tonight, but I got 4 days off. I got 4 days to play. Wonder when it's going to be open tomorrow. Probably not. Turn this down here. We got some more stuff. I'm really disappointed in Amazon. Overnight took 3 days. I don't hear that BS about COVID either. Because you can crack the shipping with it. Supposedly. It's either that or they're lying to me. More than likely, they're lying. Okay. I got another bag of stuff. We're getting ready to get fancy here. You guys with me? Awful quiet tonight. I like those. Those are nice. Okay, we're going to get set up so we can paint in the morning. It's way... Hey, Don. The chat just came on, huh? Of course, we get no directions with this either. Isn't that great? I guess they figure you should know what you're doing, but supposedly this is... I don't know what the hell. You can mount this. Oh. That's what it is. But I don't know how that works. So we're going to get the compressor up here. I'm going to set up the airbrushes. We'll take this down and then we're going to start taping. Hey, Don. Yeah, a few new toys. Master airbrush videos. I'll probably keep that card because it's got a phone number. That means it's in the United States. Okay, let me get these that box up there. Yeah, the first one we're gonna put that on is one of these. What is this? Yeah, that's not right. Okay. We'll put this here for now, just so I got some place to hang these things. Let's see if it works. Sorta. That's the Grex. Yeah. Two in water now. We got one on there. That's good. It's on there. Okay, so how do we go from that to that? So we're going here. Okay, my plan, whether the plan works or not, is to rig up this splitter somehow so that I get this off of here. Hope I got enough parts. Okay. Okay, we need to put one of these quick disconnects on this. So we got one on every airbrush now. So now I don't have to screw around. This is like a little like this. That way I can do colors fast. I don't have to mess around. And one more of these. If I think I'm sending this one back. I don't think I'll put a quick disconnect on that yet. But I do need to test which one of these is spraying and which one isn't. So we're going to use some of that green in a water base paint to test it. All this stuff. I'll go ahead and put one on here just in case. Just in case, so I don't have to screw around. Now, I need the compressor, and I need to figure out how to hook the line to it. Okay, so I don't need this. That can go back in the box. This. Now, how in the hell do they expect you to connect that to that? Shoot. Okay, let's try this. We got it figured out. And I could split the two off of that one, but I'd rather split it off up here. I want to power the airbrush and have the two fittings at the bench. So here we go. This is the setup right here. So we need these to go in here. Now you say, what keeps the air from leaking out? Well, these have a little valve on them, so that I can turn it off if I'm not using. But the airbrushes will be plugged in. Let me get some cutter and cut that. We got it now. We got it now. It's about the handiest thing going here. I didn't even know they made these until I found them on Amazon. We're gonna tape out the canopy. I mean, I got 4 days of video to put in, so we're no big rush. So if I put this up here, I have to drill a couple holes and put a couple screws in it, I guess. I know this works, so I don't need to monkey with this one. Put this one back. Yeah, I want to do. All right, we're gonna test this. Test this little system out here and see if it works, how good it works. I don't know what this is supposed to do here. I would imagine these works like that. Set her down like that. Okay. So let's get one of these bottles here. I want to use this because just because that's all I have. In case that idea that I'm going to try works, we're going to mix that pigment in clear dope. And see if it works. No clue if it does, but if Tom Creasy can do it, I know damn well I can do it. We'll try it anyway. Come on. Okay. Pick another color. We got lots of paint. Okay. Okay, that should be good enough to test it. tripping over everything. Get in there. Okay. Oh, I see what it does. This mounts there like that, but that can't work. That ain't no good. So we'll use it on the desk and mount that to this. I will just use it with one screw in it for the time being till I can drill another one. If I can find a screwdriver. Probably not. Yep, there's a Matco screwdriver. We got 12 watchers. Only 2 guys have said anything. Please like, subscribe, and share. Even though I'm not doing much but tinkering tonight. I mean, I'm going to tape, but I want to get this tested out. I hope you guys understand that. So, gonna have to make some standoffs too. Yeah, we'll just get it up there and temporarily screw it on for tonight for the test. Move some shit so I can get at my stuff. We'll just use a blind nut. I'm not gonna show you. That's too big. That's 632. I'm not gonna go too crazy on that. I'll do this. I'll do the standoff and stuff off camera. Bad enough I'm making you sit through this. Gotta be done. Hey Bob, I am assembling an airbrush station. Something that I've always wanted. So I can be work like a pro airbrush artist. Better your tools, the better the job. Okay. Yeah. Hey, John. No, I'm not familiar with the way to use the paint. We're just going to test it out. I'm not painting my airplane until I do a test. Okay, here it's on here temporarily. Yeah. Okay, here's the station. Line comes in the bottom from the compressor, splits off to the top. You clamp this to the bench or whatever. I got another thing down here, this cross piece. I'm just testing the guns tonight to see which ones work and which ones I got to send back. They look identical and you can't tell the difference and you can't listen to it and hear it. I gotta see which one sprays. I got the box ready to go. Let's plug this in. Put this on the floor. Okay, we'll let the compressor build up. I think that's the good one. Maybe we won't be doing that. I don't think we're going to be doing that. It has to go in dope. It can't. You couldn't paint it on with water. That one sprays. I'll be damned. Hey, John, both of these guns spray. So I have to send it back. And the only way this holder works is if you take the paint thing off of it. Well, that's good. I don't have to send it back. We're good to go. We were definitely doing something weird. One of these guns, John and I has had it apart. All right. One of these guns, I think it's this one because it's sputtering. At least a dozen times and it would not spray, and now they both spray. I guess it's because Danny touched it. This one sputters though. Hello.
Hey, bud.
What's up?
Thomas Creasy.
Mixed it with dope, I know.
Yeah, he used a lot of color, and then he added clear to it, and then he thinned it with dope thinner.
Right.
And so he sort of did it like we're tinting our clear, except he used, more color, more pigment.
Right.
I didn't know if you knew that or not, and I did, so I just wanted to tell you that.
Well, I won't be painting this. I'm just testing my equipment now to see what's working and what's not. And the airbrush that we worked on, it sprays.
You're kidding.
No, they both spray.
I know I fiddled hard with that thing for a whole day trying to get the spray. Could never get the spray.
Yeah, they both spray.
Wow, that's good. I got a new over here in the garage right now.
You got a what?
A new addition in the garage.
Oh yeah, what is it?
TIG welder.
Oh, okay.
So guess what that means?
Headers.
Yeah.
Have you played with it yet?
No, I got a bottle of argon yet. I haven't gotten that yet. I got it set up tonight, so I gotta get some consumables and stuff like that. Argon, and then sit down and do some. Dig out all my old welding equipment, my helmet, my gloves and all that junk. And
You don't need much for gloves for TIG.
yeah, I know. It's I think all I got is the big heavy stick welding gloves and an old fashioned helmet, that's not automatic or anything like that.
Well, don't buy a Harbor Freight automatic helmet. They're junk.
Yeah, I know. I already found that out. I've been researching them. I found out they had all sorts of problems with their helmet. It's not a cheap one by any means. I was looking at them today. It's $189.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had all sorts of problems with it. It goes clear on you in the middle of the weld. All sorts of weird things happening with them. All set up. We're all set up for that. So got a lot of stuff on our plate.
Been a while since I TIG welded, but it should come right back.
Yeah, I haven't done it. All I've ever done is stick weld, and I was a pretty good stick welder.
Well, you've gas welded, haven't you?
Yeah, brazed.
No, this ain't like brazing. Brazing's like soldering.
Yeah, sort of.
But I'll show you. It ain't no big.
It's not hard. I just get me some scrap down and practice with it.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Yep.
And it just takes a smooth hand. You're a little more patient. Doesn't splatter bad and all that stuff. So that'll be good.
Yep. Headers.
Headers and upward maybe.
It's gonna be hard to beat Dinger.
It can be done. He is good, though. I got credit. He is good. The hard part's bending that doggone tubing. And I saw that, making that bender. So, we'll see. Learn how to do all this other stuff. I can learn how to do that.
Well, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna get back to taping here. I'm still online. What do you?
All right, I just wanted to let you know about that paint stuff.
What are you doing tomorrow? Thanksgiving stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Friday?
Friday? You want to get that tape off that airplane, I take it.
Yeah. I got nothing to do except.
When you going home?
Christmas.
Oh, I thought you was going home this weekend.
No.
You said you were going to stop by Dan's.
I might do that anyway, but I wasn't going to go home till Christmas.
Okay, well, I mean, what is today? Wait, you mean Friday? Come over Friday?
Yeah.
That'd be all right.
I got my Thanksgiving turkey TV dinner ready.
We're going to have chicken.
Yeah.
I tried to get her to have steaks, but she didn't want to go off tradition that much.
All right.
Okay, we'll let you go.
Okay, talk to you later.
We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
See here, I found that Tractor Supply. I bought one and it works well. John already bought a TIG welder. I have no clue why, but okay. A lot of money for the little welding we're gonna do. Okay, let me get this cleaned up here and we'll get the airplane starting to tape. Well, that's handy. That comes off. That's good. Easy collapsible. That's weird. We had that thing on and off so many times and couldn't get it to spray, and now it sprays fine. Could be like Christopher said, air pressure wise, because we were using his big compressor and it did not want to spray, not one lick. You know what? I should have sprayed some water through that. I guess it'll be all right. I better not chance it. I better run some water through one of these. Blow them out. I certainly don't want to go to use that and have it clogged up, so okay. Get that hose out. Run it through it. paint in the rear. Very inconvenient to live in a little apartment like this and try to do any modeling. But I just about got her overcome. Now this one here, it can go back. It's skipping. It doesn't spray well, but it's clean anyway, you know. I need to mark this somehow. That's the one that goes back. Put a piece of tape on it. Easy peasy, super greasy. I wouldn't send it back to the factory if it wasn't for these airbrushes that are so expensive. These Iwatas. Now I need to make sure this works. Is this the one that's not working? And this one ain't spitting. Okay. Come on. Regulator stuck on that. I don't know. I got 3 or 4 of them, so I'll get one of them to work anyway tomorrow. This one's putting up material. Not in big amounts, though. Well, I'll work on this off camera. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Finland. Hi, this is Sal in Memphis, friend of Jim Lynch. Oh. Hey, I'm sure Jim will be on here in a minute. He normally is. I can't tell which one of these is working and which one is not now. Not with cleaning. At least they're cleaned out, so. Hopefully, Sal, I show you something. I'm building an airplane that I crashed to replace the one I crashed in Memphis. I don't know if you were there when I crashed that, but it was a sad ride home. Yeah, that one had water in it. Well, we know which one that is. Almost ready to start taping, guys. Sorry. But I had to figure this out. Easy peasy, super greasy. Look at all these holes in that thing. You have a full scale de Havilland Super Chipmunk. Hey, see what the hell? Joe Gilbert has one too. Or did you buy it from Joe? Okay. We're going to switch camera angles and pick up this stuff and get the airplane up here and start taping the windshields out. The canopy. Find a little latch so I don't have to keep keying this thing every time. Keep it opened up. Little modification to the Harbor Freight toolbox. Like new. Okay, put this over here. Sal, do you know Joe Gilbert? I figure you full-scale chipmunk guys everybody would know each other. Jim Lynch knows him, so. Damn. Okay, I've about got it hot enough in here now, I think. It's probably 300 degrees in here. Turn this baby off. Some white noise. Okay. Jim Lynch knows him, Saul. So maybe, well, next time I see Joe, I'll say, why don't you fly down to Memphis? He lives in was it Oklahoma? Yeah, he lives in Oklahoma. Yellow, yellow, and more yellow. If I'd have known you were going to paint it, I'd have come down there and painted it for you. That's what I did in the Navy. AMS. Oh. Hopefully I didn't ding it. A little bit. And I can't do anything right tonight. Bumping and banging. And that's how you take care of a little dent. A little fingernail dent there. Oh God. Okay. Shit. Move this up here. All right, we need some windshield stencils. I don't have any handy, so I'll have to print some up. Hey, Jim. Happy Thanksgiving. Introduce him to Joe Gilbert. Joe, they both got the same airplane. Are you getting them to paint it yellow? Of course, you could paint it like the Art Shaw airplane. That looks like that. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, let's see if we got any canopy squares in this. Nope. Let me get the canopy squares going. Bing, dee, dee, dee. Okay, pull them up. All right. Been on an hour and ain't got nothing done yet. So we'll do 2 hours tonight. I don't have to go to sleep. Eat when I get ready. So want to do this. File open. P47 window. There we go. Open and cut. Cancel. I have to do it twice. Oh, it's going off the page. All right. But I need to move that paper over to the next cut. For those guys who were, I can't remember who it was, that said they bought the US cutter, you're going to have to learn how to index the material in the plotter. And it's pretty critical. I got a couple of marks. They don't have any indexing marks on the back, so you got to slide the roll back and forth until you find the ideal spot so that the blade doesn't run off the page. Because if you run the blade off, it's not good on the cutter. Okay, we got 2 tries here. If I can't get it on in 2 tries, I'll be in trouble. So let's do this. I'm gonna try to paint this tomorrow. The checkerboards. Oh shoot! I lost the camera. Let's see. Do we have the other one back? Yes. Okay. Purple airplane, huh? Yellow and purple. Well, those are 2 complementing colors or contrasting colors on the color wheel. Now, when Jim taped his canopy off, I'm sure he did it the old-fashioned way. I bet he didn't have the plotter to do this. But I got it, so I'm going to utilize it. Can't do it on the top or the front, but I get 6 windows that way. take these rings off so I don't dent it up. I feel that I'm gonna dent it. Easy peasy, nice and greasy. So, tomorrow, hopefully, I haven't checked the weather. Hopefully tomorrow's nice. I can just step outside and shoot the white in the morning after the sun comes up. Drag it back in. Lay out the checks on the nose. That'll probably take all day to do. Shoot the black and shoot the green. Now if my test on the green, the olive drab, doesn't work, I'm going to have to mix the paint. I do have blue and yellow. I have the green that I've mixed up that needs more blue in it to make it darker green and maybe a little black. It's already got the red in it, so did you guys miss me last night? Let me explain what happened. I was so tired that I came home from my afternoon nap, laid down, and didn't wake up till 3 o'clock in the morning. So we didn't have our normal Tuesday night. So I apologize. This program that I do is very hard to keep up with. Most guys can't do an hour a day building, let alone an hour a day building and streaming. It's a pretty hard discipline. And then on the weekends, I do it for 6 or 8 hours. So okay, we're gonna have to take these off because they're a different layout. I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panes by hand. Not a big deal. Can't do that, it wouldn't be much of a modeler, eh? Ah, too much. Too much. There we go. Hello, Big Red. Hey guys, I don't see any of my members up here tonight. Please consider joining, becoming a member. It's $4.95 a month. You don't get any real extra bonuses or whatever. I put out so much content for everybody but it helps me with supplies, and it helps the channel. I'm good. YouTube's all about channel metrics, and they want to see the channel headed in the right direction. I lost a few members last month. I realized things are hard, but I need to replace them. Not that you have to, but show me a little appreciation with the channel memberships or super chat. I don't have super thanks because this channel is never going to be big enough for that. I mean, we're growing, but I think you got to have 10,000 members to get super thanks. There ain't 10,000 modelers in the world, I don't think. 10,000 control liners. Okay. Oh, yeah, Chris, I see. Yeah. See, you see the difference when Chris, oh, Mike, Gary, Sinclair, great. You see those guys' names? They're all in green. That means that they're a supporter of the channel. I can tell who you are. Now, as most of you guys, or yeah, I would say most of the guys know, is that Stunhanger Forum is part of this. If you have a question, you can ask me there, you can ask me here, or you can ask one of 4,500 guys. And trust me, if you get 10 answers, you'll get 10 different opinions, a question. There's a lot to control line. I mean, it's not like what people think. It's a dying art. There's not many of us doing it anymore. I would say in 20 years it's over. And if it lasts 20, shit, if the country lasts 20. All right, that took some time to get that taped out, but we got it. You guys see how I use the razor blade like a spatula? We used to, in the Navy, we used a putty knife. And you just tear along the blade and it rips it right up. I'll show you. Because, you know, all those insignias and stripes and things on real airplanes, they're laid out and taped. They're not stencils or decals. Let me zoom in a little bit. All the lettering, all the nomenclature, all the paint, the whole paint scheme is taped. Try to get a little closer. All right. We didn't have giant stencil machines back then. All right, in order to get this yellow tape to, and I do it with a blue tape too, to get the corners. You just lay it on there like so. Take your razor blade, putty knife, whatever, put it to the line where you want it. Hold it down and tear it right off. Say thank you to the United States government for that tip. You can use your thumbnail too, but you take the blade and put it right in the corner where you want to corner it at. Lay it down. Rip it up. Goes right to the corner. It's all about control. I tell you what, I have my model trailer at work. Trailer that it's an enclosed trailer, and maybe some of you have seen it or whatever. It's about as big as my car, a little bit smaller, 4x8 enclosed trailer. You bet. Anyway, we had a break-in at the place, and it was kids. And the kids broke into the warehouse and they didn't steal it, they just got out these paint cans. And they broke out all the windows of this one box truck. And they took all this paint of all sorts of different colors and went into a school bus that we have in the back there that we're working on renovating. And they poured this paint all over the floor and made a psychedelic painting out of this thing. Well, that school bus is sitting right next to my trailer. They took one can of red paint and threw it on the side of that box truck. They did look at my lock, because when I came in, the lock was turned up. I could see they were trying to look and see what kind of key that it might open it. But I am so lucky that nothing was damaged. I couldn't believe they didn't touch my trailer. Must be living right. Damn. Got a tail. Caught a hanger. Again. Come on, get up. There we go. We got it. Patience. The cops came and they took fingerprints and all that shit. Of course, nothing's going to happen. Where I'm staying here is not a real good neighborhood. But I grew up in LA, so this ain't nothing. Of course, it's nothing compared to the boys that I'm used to dealing with anyway. Okay, we got 2 down. Only 4 more to go. At least the other ones are littler. But to solve this airplane here that I'm building replaces the one that I crashed in Memphis. And Jim Lynch was judging me when I hit the ground. Oh, I didn't get this side done. What had happened, it was a hot summer day, humid. Of course, you know what it's like down in Millington. The nitro was up, the needle valve was open, the fuel load didn't change, and it ran out of fuel probably 1 minute before it should have on the upturn of the 4-leaf clover. Just as I snapped it to the upright position and became vertical, it ran out of fuel. It went over the top, and I thought it was going to make it because I still had line tension, or I lost line tension, but it gained complete line tension just as it made the turn on the other side. And it wasn't as spectacular as the crash I had with number 2 at Booter Park that year. But it broke the wing and broke the fuselage, and I won concourse with it. I think they felt sorry for me. Pilot's choice. That was a sad day. That was this airplane right here. Now this is a bubble top, P-47D. And this one's a Razorback, but it's all in the same lineage, so we're okay. Everybody, when I when I built the first 3 bubble tops, everybody was on me to build a Razorback. Razorback, I like a Razorback, a Razorback. Well, there's a problem with that. See, with that bubble top, you can order a World War II SIG canopy and use it. Well, I didn't have a Razorback canopy, or a mold or whatever, and I wasn't gonna try to duplicate Billy's airplane without Billy's plug. Well, time went on, and I ended up getting Billy's plug. And I waited and waited and waited. You grew up in Whittier. Yeah, I grew up in West Covina. I waited and waited and waited for Billy's plug, and I finally got it. Got to look at it. Shit, this ain't no good. So I had it for about 3 months. I gave it back to him. So there was no Razorback yet. And this year at the Nats, I decided that I was going to revamp Billy's airplane and make it my way and do the plug my way. So I really got to thank John and Dan, really, for helping me get the canopies together on this. Dan came up with the material, and John had the mold box. We did it over John's house. And I got a pile of canopies down there. If I ever want to build another one, I can build 10 of them. Well, Kevin, my Uncle Kenny's buried at Forest Lawn, overlooking Whittier Narrows. Okay. I know you know where that is. Let's see, we need to do it this way. This will be cleaner if I do it this way. I could use that 16th green tape. These, where is that stuff? Nah, I won't mess with it. These lines up here are rather small. When I was a kid, Kevin grew up in Whittier, so he'll know what I'm talking about. We used to cruise Highway 39, which is Beach Boulevard. It goes all the way from the San Gabriel Canyon to the beach. So you can be in the mountains and the beach in one day. We used to cruise Whittier Boulevard. That was the big thing for the hot rodders, to cruise Whittier Boulevard. Those were the days. Simpler times. I was cruising Whittier Boulevard and ended up in Watts. Don't ask me how that happened. I don't remember. We were lost. They had this guy down there. I used to like that car, man. It was really a cool car. 63 Impala. It was called Three-Way Love Affair. Had 3 deuces on a 420 in a 427 and the 3-speed. It was a lowrider. One of the Mexican guys had it. Them guys, I can't remember. SoCal, maybe it was Woody or something. Lowriders Club. Sit low and go slow. Get the hell out of the way. I, on the other hand, had a 34 Ford 5-window coupe with an L88 rat motor in it. And I like to go fast. It was metallic blue. It was a cool car. I ended up twisting the frame in that. That's why I got rid of it. You couldn't get the alignment. I mean, it was all screwed up. That motor just had too much torque. Back then, everybody thought that 411s was the cool thing. Shit, I had 513s. Couldn't go very fast on the freeway, but boy, it'll pull the wheels off the ground. And that was cool. Got 45 on the freeway. And the motor was puking its guts out. Sound like 10 grand. Then it went to motorcycles. Okay, let's see what happens here now. See if we did my job right. Huh. Nope. Damn. Gotta redo the bottom one. Gotta get rid of that line there. This taping shit will drive you nuts. My first car that I bought was a 57 Chevy. I paid $15 for it. I thought, man, that's a lot of money. That's the car my dad had to pay $50 to get rid of it. Called the tow truck. $15 to get it, $50 to get rid of it. We had some cool cars when I was a kid. 49 Lincoln Chief. That's a sweet old car. It smoked really bad. And we were going down Orange Avenue, and the cop stopped us. My mother was driving. She said, "Did you know you were speeding?" "Well, no, sir." This is my mom talking. "No, sir, I didn't know I was speeding." "Oh, you were?" I don't think she got a ticket. "Were you not paying attention?" She said, "No, I was scolding my boy there." That was my brother, because he stole an army man or some shit. Jumped into his pocket. From the Kmart. That's what it was. That was Orange Avenue and what was it? Willow? Merced. Orange and Merced. And she explained to him what was going on, and he let her go. But man, that car smoked so bad you'd have to roll down the windows just to see where you're going. I've told the story about the 49 panel with my first bicycle. I won't tell that again. It's a funny story. Back then, all the cars had 6-volt lighting systems, and you'd have to hold a match up to the light to see if it was on or not. Super dim. Those were the days. We used to get $20 cars all the time. We'd drive around the neighborhood, look for. Oh yeah, I got it. I can do it. You got to do it around these compound curves here. You got to do it around these. Jim, did I thank you for the present that you sent me? I hope I did. Haven't done nothing with it yet, but been too busy. Might try to do that on my phone tonight. Okay. we're going to get this thing green this weekend. We're going to make some big headway this weekend. I got 4 days to tinker on this. So, oh yeah. I think it was around an 81 or 82 Lincoln Continental. It might have been 91. Maybe it was a 90 something. Yeah, not probably 90 something. A Lincoln Continental had the airbags in the front, and the airbags went out on it. And I didn't want to monkey with it. Supposedly you could, what the hell? A Torino. You could use a Torino front suspension instead of the airbags. The oleo struts. Anyway, I didn't mess with it. I sold it to one of the guys, a black guy, came and bought it. He said, man, this car be the coolest. I said, okay. Knock yourself out. I'm not working on it. Used to be, I really got into, I don't know where the hell I had the time. I would restore motorcycles, build motorcycles, build airplanes, had time to cruise, plus I had time to drink, go to the bars. First off, I don't know where I got all the money for it, because I had some high dollar stuff. My 34 Ford had two 1045 Dominators on a program. Today them carburetors would be astronomical. It'd be like a blower. We had, I just, for some reason, I could always find the money for that stuff. Of course, it's like airplanes, and this is what gets me about control line guys. The guys will gripe to Brian Gardner about $100 liner. Acro green. Get a pencil now. 3M 05096. Acro green glazing putty. Now don't use much of it because this stuff weighs 1 pound a tube. 16 ounces for the tube. It's only for minute pinholes. No shrink, quick dry, quick sand. We have a guy that comes in who does all the lettering on all the commercial trucks. I don't have time to do it. So, he's got a business, Joel Signs or whatever. And I've been after him to get me some one-shot. We were talking today about how they ruined everything. If it's biodegradable, non-toxic, environmentally safe, you might as well not even bother buying it because it's junk. Because we're talking about one-shot sign painters paint. Well, they took the lead out of it, so it doesn't work. It doesn't cover in one shot anymore. You got it 2 or 3 shot. I don't know how they can get away with calling it one shot anymore. What kind of nonsense is that? There's probably going to be some touch-ups around the frame of this thing. Because we're going to do a color change, which I shouldn't have probably done without the first taping, but we'll have to dot it in or ink it or something, put a weather strip on it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's only balsa wood. Okay, so what's going to happen tonight is, normally I don't do this, but I'm going to do it tonight. I'm going to get this canopy squared away. We'll get it all taped off, because I want to be ready to paint as soon as the sun comes up and it warms up enough to step outside for a minute and paint this. I've already had my nap for the day. And what I do here is, because I don't have anything else to do, is I'll sit and look at it and I'll see, well, there's something else to do. Well, tonight, and I do that at sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, tonight, don't be surprised. Whittier Narrows I grew up at, and Lakes. I don't know where that is. The Whittier Narrows I grew up on is at the end of Garvey. El Monte. Whittier Boulevard had a Pinto with the 351 in Cleveland. Yeah, that was a big deal back then. A lot of guys had them pony cars. I really liked the guy's 55 Chevy that he had, Vince Moulet. He had a 55 Chevy gasser. I could beat him, but it sure was a neat car. It set up real high. He had a blower on it. It was only a 10-second car. Back then, 10 seconds was a big deal. Today, it ain't nothing. You got street cars that'll do sevens. Of course, we used to listen to Irwindale at night, and you could hear him running. That's when Don Garlitz hadn't broke the 200-mile-an-hour barrier yet. And we were always wondering, well, you guys ever going to break 200 miles an hour? They weren't in the sixes then. They were in the sevens. And now pro stocks are in the fives. Nope, I'm going to have to redo that. That would look like crap. Let's try this again. What high school did you go to, Kevin? Sounds like you were there about the same time I was. a Cosworth big. I went to Edgewood, and then I transferred out of Edgewood and went to Sunset. Man, we're having a hard time with this. But it has to be right, so I have to pick this up and do it again. So let's try this. We had a big feud with La Puente. We had a street there, Francisquito and Orange, and I've told this before, but I'll say it now because it's a memory that will really blow you away. Francisquito and Orange. That's Fransquito, and nobody can spell that. And I still remember our phone number, Edgewood 76491. Anyway, isn't that weird that you can remember stupid crap like that? Anyhow, this farmer had orange fields, hence Orangewood, Willowwood, Edgewood, all this wood. We lived on Glenmere. I don't know where that came from, but we lived on Glenmere, 1903. Anyway, used to walk to school and there'd be strawberry fields and orange. This farmer had a plot on the corner of Francisquito and Orange. And I guess he was the farmer that owned all that land and sold it, and they subdivided it and built all these tract homes. These homes were from the 50s, so the guys coming back from the war, they bought their homes. And the farmer wouldn't sell his little farmhouse. I can remember as a kid, his place was a pretty good lot, quite a few acres, and then it got down to 1 acre. So finally, his farmhouse ended up about the size of a regular lot in the city. Had a fence around. He would not sell that. Someday I'll get back there and see what it looks like, but I probably wouldn't have recognized it. But he had a big high fence over around his house. The kids used to peer in there and bug him. Why can't I get this to tear? Got it. Jeez. Yep, I still remember we had a party line. I think we were 2 rings. Bring, bring, oh, that's for us. And back then, we didn't have an answer machine. The phone rings, you broke your neck getting to the phone to find out who's calling. The phone was attached to the wall. We couldn't carry it around in our pocket. Y'all too? Yeah. back then, you know, I guess Jim Crow was still going because as a boy, I remember black drinking fountains and white drinking fountains, and then affirmative action came in or whatever, and they wanted to bus me. Well, my dad bought that plot just for the schools because we had the high school, the elementary school, the middle school, and the high school all within a block of where, and they were talking about busing me over to Baldwin Park. My dad about come unglued. Said, not happening. Okay, we got it of sort, I guess. I think I just might. Phone attached to the wall. Oh, yeah, we got to have the phone attached to the wall. It was avocado. Of course, we had this thing called record players back then, and you ask a kid what a record player is now, he wouldn't even know what the hell you're talking about. Record player? What the heck is that? Okay, last piece of tape before I eat dinner. We got 6 minutes before. Oh yeah, we had a party line. We were 2 rings. Bring, bring. I tell you what, back then the General Electric, the black General Electric phone that sat on the desk, they had some heft to it. If you threw one of those things, that was like throwing a rock or brick. Now, shit, the phones are made of plastic, they're junk. When you slam the phone down, you slammed it down with authority. Now all you can do is go click. Yep. Okay, we got it taped out. I'll tape this off here and get this ready, and I'll tape this off and sand this edge here. And you know, the more I look at this, the more I think that I'm going to just do the canopy in silver. I'm not going to do much of a color change because if I were to paint this green and run it all the way back to here, even though those lines look perfect, they're not. And you would get hints of gray underneath the green. And that wouldn't be cool. But silver is a close enough tone to this. Now I might go ahead and paint this front half green and the sliding half silver. I'll just have to be real careful with the tails because I can see I got a little tail there. So that's what I'll probably do is I'll paint the front half of this canopy green and the slider silver. And that way I don't have to have everything absolutely perfect because silver is a close enough tone to the gray you'd never notice. These are things to think about when you're laying a paint job out. How can I get away with cheating? If you got an imperfection or a flaw, put an ink line over the top of it. nobody will ever know about it. All right, guys, we're 3 minutes away from the first edition of the Thanksgiving Marathon build session. You guys got any questions for me? Like Jim did, what do I use? What's the name of the putty or whatever? Doesn't much matter. I'm going to be cutting custom ink templates for this, I think. Everything's custom. Got to have custom. I'm glad that little dent came out with the heat. I went like that with my fingernail, put a little dent right there, and I don't have any fingernails. It's just real hard to keep from hanger rashing it. But we're getting close to another sand out. All right, we got 2 more sand outs to go. But I can't sand until I get all this trim on and get a sealer coat on, a couple coats of clear. I'll get the trim on it, the ink lines on it, and a couple of sealer coats. I got 2 coats of clear on this now, just so I can ink it without any problems. All right, I'm going to call it quits. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Please consider joining. Hit the join button down there. It's $4.95 a month. It really helps the channel, helps me, keeps me interested in doing this stuff, because this takes a lot out of me. And it helps me get materials or whatever I have to do to build these stupid things. All right. Fair winds, tight lines, and you know the thing. Go Brandon. See ya.